Guys, Horrible Modeler here, and with the group build on the Sci-Fi Model Action Forum winding down, it's time to start another project. So I decided that I really wanted to do one of the Moebius Battlestar Galacticas. Now, I've done one of these before. When I got into modeling, it was probably about the third or fourth kit that I did, a little over a year ago, and I learned a lot. I made a lot of mistakes, and basically what I am doing with this one is I'm combining a lot of the things that I've learned over the past year and a half into hopefully one awesome kit. So let me reset the camera angle here and show you what all I got going on. Be right back. Okay, so what I got here on the workbench here is basically two generations of Galactica. My first generation that I did and the second generation that I'm working on now. Before I show you that, I want to actually show you the D7. Looks pretty good. I got some of the decals done, all the decals done on it, and if it would just focus for me. But it doesn't look like it's going to. There's the stem. Here's the body. Waiting on the setting solution to work and set those down and hopefully take away some of that fogginess or whatever. One cool thing, this little stem here, this comes with a clear piece to put in there from the underside that has those two little red pieces, and I forgot to put that in there before I glued it all together. So I tried a couple drops of glue in there to paint those red over top of that, and the glue didn't work out. So what I did was I resorted to Mr. Toothpick. I popped him down in there, each side, trimmed them off real close, and painted those red. And it looks like it turned out pretty good to me. Little ingenious. So anyway, so let's take a look at the Galactica kits here. Awesome kits. I've seen some really cool builds. They got some great aftermarket parts, photo etches, decals, and things like that. I'm not going to waste my money on the photo etch just because it's expensive, and for the Galactica, I don't think you really get a whole lot out of it. But I do have the photo etch names and decals and stuff left over from my first decal set that I got, and I actually have another set of these because I'm doing some of the decals that Accuracy sells on the new Galactica kit. Now, on the old one, here's basically some of my results. The paint color I chose, I think, was way too dark, so I've learned a lot with that. Going to be using metallizer paints these times. The other thing is, these decals, the ones that I purchased this time are just the armor plating decals, which if you see look really cool to Aztecing. These decals here that go individual, all of the ribs, there's probably 400 or 500 of those if you cut out and place every little one. Me not knowing very well what I was doing, tried to put them all in big panels and melt them over with the Solvaset and stuff over the ribs and get them down in there, and it worked okay, but it's just ugly. There's pretty bad results, but these panel ones look really cool. So I've got another set of those. So I'm going to be using those on the new Galactica. Let's see if there's any other parts to show you. Yeah, I went through and did them all and everything. So I got some backup pieces in case I mess up a little bit, which hopefully I won't do a whole lot of. But what I plan on doing is replicating. The cool thing about it is, if you got your regular kit here, you just have the plain ribs there. there's no detail in those or anything. And if you look at the real Galactica, there's a lot of little detail and stuff in between all those ribs. And what I plan on doing is replicating some of that detail with small pieces of strip styrene, pieces of jewelry from like jewelry making, and I've got some really cool strip styrene today that actually looks like, I don't know if you can see them, but if you look there, you know, it's kind of got like a, it looks like an I-beam. So I got some of that stuff to put in there and chop apart, and that'll be fun. So it's something that I've always wanted to do because I just love the show, and I want to try to make one that's close to being accurate. I mean, I'm no miniature maker, so it's not going to be super accurate. So let's see. What I've done so far is I started working on the head unit and using fiber optics because I'm going to light this as well. Now, this is the first time I use fiber optics. It seems pretty straightforward from the way I see everybody do it. You know, you drill out your holes, you stuff the pieces through there, you clip all of them, glue them all into place. I used epoxy on these, and the white stuff is Campy glue. I guess you can't use CA because it's too strong. It'll eat the fiber optics. So I tried two different ones to see what it would look like. Then I'll just put a strip of LED tape in here, run the wires through there, fire that puppy up, and if you look, there's all the little fiber optic lights coming out. So could probably with this one get away. I've seen people just use regular LEDs in there and not use fiber optics, but I wanted to try it out and try to make it look as close to scale and stuff as I could. So that's that piece, light blocked, all that other stuff. Now, the next thing that I did to that piece was, if you put the normal Galactica together, basically it's pretty inaccurate as far as you get a big step with the headpiece. It basically ends up, you know, being up a little bit like that, which is not right. You know, it needs to be level. So in order to get it level, what I have done is I have basically cut a whole section off of this bottom piece here. So then when I put all of the pieces together, which I can do here roughly real quick for you guys and show you. Well, maybe not that fast, sorry, but it's really important to me, I think, to have this done this way. So let me show you all here. That piece goes in there, this piece goes right here, and here is the top. And then this all slides together like that. So basically you'll see that it's completely level. There'll be a gap right there that's left that you can see, but basically that gap is going to be taken care of with a bunch of styrene. No gap on the bottom. So that's the first part as far as making it look better. So I'll basically finish up, get this thing sealed up, move on to here to the main hull, And then the next thing I'll be doing is going into the flight pods here and putting in the red glow lighting with some LEDs, and working on all of the rib detail and stuff. So I'll probably do some more detailing here on the head before I glue it all together and stuff. And then I'll just have my wires hanging out the back and everything. So, and we're going to do the custom base and everything like that. I have another set of the accuracy decals. I've worked with those before. They are super decals. You spray a couple coats of the tester's bonder on them to strengthen them up a little bit before you start using them, and you just cut out around them, dip them in just regular cold water, works fine for a couple seconds. They slide right off as long as you get a good smooth finish. Everything will work out good. Use some of the microsol and the Solvaset on there, and they burn down really good. As far as painting goes, going to be probably using either Alclads or Model Master metallizers. Haven't really decided yet. Probably am going to strip a bunch of this stuff off here and practice on these first, so I don't do anything bad to the new kit. So, because I sure don't want to have to go through another one of these things. So I guess that's about it for the update right now. Hopefully I can, I know a lot of people want to build this model. Some have built it before, and maybe they want to build it again. So hopefully I can teach you guys a few things, and everybody teaches me so much. I'd like to hopefully give back a little bit more. So do custom base and things like that here for it. So that is going to do it for today. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.